Nothing in the world is quite as disheartening as the delay for your most anticipated video game. Well, I mean, yes, obviously some things are, but I don't think that's how any of us felt last week when we got the news that Grand Theft Auto 6 had been delayed yet again from the 26th of May 2026 to the 19th of November 2026. This is a game that many of us have been waiting for almost as long as we can remember, and Rockstar's track record of gold standard video games has us waiting with bated breath for the next installment in what is arguably the biggest franchise in video game history. Our disappointment and anger is honestly a testament to the quality of Rockstar Games. But an equally large factor is that some of us have been waiting for this game for a very long time, and now you want us to wait another 6 months.
I did my waiting! 12 years of it! In Azkaban!
Sirius isn't lying either. At the time of writing this video, it has been 12 years, 1 month, and 23 days since the release of Grand Theft Auto 5. No, I'm not counting. And by the time of GTA 6's release, it will have been over 13 years. 13 years of speculation, of anticipation, of combing through leaks and analysing trailers. When GTA 5 released, I was only 10 years old, and both my own personal life and my relationship with Grand Theft Auto and its upcoming sequel has changed dramatically in the 12 years since. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm going to go through the 12 years we spent waiting for this game and explain where the franchise, fanbase, and myself were at the time. But I'm curious to hear your story. Have you got a degree in those last 12 years? Bought a house? Are you in your third divorce now? Let me know in the comments below. So, let's wind the clock all the way back to 2013.
Why did I move here? I guess it was the weather. Or I don't know, that thing, that magic.
I was 10, and in my final year of primary school. That's elementary school for my American viewers. Should I have been playing this game with wanton violence, profanity, and sexual themes? Probably not, but I had a cool dad. Some of my earliest memories were of playing GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas on the PS2 with my dad from as young as 4. Don't worry, my dad wasn't completely incompetent, so my experience went nothing beyond driving the cars and beating up the occasional pedestrian. I, of course, went back and played through the amazing stories of those games in my teen years, but me and my dad had in fact played through the entirety of GTA 4 in the summer preceding GTA 5's release. I know, worst dad of the year. But honestly, my dad was great and I was a mature kid, and even if he did play M-rated video games with me, I wouldn't have changed it for the world. They're some of my happiest memories. So yeah, we were hotly anticipating the release of GTA 5. I remember watching every trailer and gameplay video almost as incessantly as my adult self currently is for Grand Theft Auto 6. I got home from school on Tuesday the 17th of September 2013 to find my dad had surprised me with a game I wasn't expecting until Christmas. Not only that, but he allowed me to have the rest of a week off school, and my younger brothers and their mum were out of town to see their family. My dad and I had the week to ourselves to eat, sleep, and breathe Grand Theft Auto 5. And so we did. We locked ourselves in the living room with enough takeaways to keep my dad mildly overweight, and enough confectionery to fuel my ADHD-induced sugar addiction. That week was honestly a highlight of my life and one of my fondest memories. We had a system in which we'd each take turns on a mission, but hand over the controller if we died, which wouldn't affect the pre-existing turns for the mission order. A very fair system, I must say. You can tell we were both autistic. Over that week, I was blown away by GTA 5. Nowadays, I prefer GTA 4 for its superior storytelling, but it's not like GTA 5's story was bad in any way. Certainly not enough for a 10-year-old to find any meaningful critique in it. And besides, GTA 5 may have had a worse story and downgraded physics, but it surpassed GTA 4 in many ways too. I was able to be blown away by the living, breathing open world of Los Santos and the breathtaking graphics, the huge variety of side content and things to do, the insane attention to detail. Some of these things may seem standard or expected now, but when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, it was cutting edge and ahead of its time in dozens of ways. Not to mention the standout feature of GTA 5, yoga.
Somebody say yoga?
I vividly remember turning to my dad after playing GTA 5 at sub 30 FPS 720p on our PS3 and expressing to him, graphics can't possibly get better than this game, right? And his definitive agreement. That may seem silly now, but back then GTA 5 looked just as, if not more impressive than GTA 6 looks to us today. When the credits rolled on Grand Theft Auto 5, I asked my dad, when do you think GTA 6 will release? We both agreed that 2018 seemed a likely guess, since it had been 5 years since GTA 4 and 5, something we got very wrong. On the other hand, we did correctly guess that day that GTA 6 would be set in Vice City. But in all fairness, even back then, Vice City was the likely location for the next game by simple process of elimination. Regardless, I was absolutely in love with Grand Theft Auto 5, and while I may have harbored some thoughts about its sequel, even at 10, I was happy to quietly wait for Rockstar to deliver the goods. Besides, GTA 3 had Vice City and San Andreas as well as the PSP games, and GTA 4 had episodes from Liberty City. There had to be more story content in the GTA 5 engine on the horizon too, right? Rockstar had literally even said as much. And then I began to play Grand Theft Auto Online. Not with my dad, mind you, that was perhaps too much of a departure from the GTA he played on the PS2 in his 20s. But with my friends from school for over a year, I must have spent almost every night on GTA Online. And a good chunk of my pocket money too, I'm ashamed to admit. Back then there were no heists or businesses to grind, just open world chaos and farm and rooftop rumble over and over to get a high-rise apartment and an adder. It was clear to see I was sated for Grand Theft Auto content for a while. So much so that one of my primary reasons for asking for a PS4 for Christmas a year later was to continue to play Grand Theft Auto 5 in a higher fidelity on the next generation of consoles after Rockstar announced the re-release for the PS4, Xbox One and PC. This choice began my love of gaming as a whole. Of course, I had played other games before, notably Skyrim, Assassin's Creed, and a litany of Star Wars tie-in games, but this was when I would begin excitedly making notes for E3, RIP, and staying tuned for every major game and announcement. GTA 6 was out of my mind, nothing more than an idle dream. In fact, at the time, the community was awaiting two things primarily: single-player DLC and heists. We got the latter, the former was unfortunately cancelled. I have plans to make a breakdown video of all the GTA 5 single-player DLCs that were cancelled, so subscribe if that's something that you'd like to see. Continue playing GTA 5 I did, and despite the growing concern that single-player DLC wasn't happening, GTA 5 continued to flourish. The PC release unleashed a whole new dimension to the game with a modern community adding even more replayability, and the heist update in 2015 proved well worth the wait, being the best content in the game at the time. At this point though, 2018 was still stuck in my brain, as agreed upon with my dad. Whilst I wasn't expecting GTA 6 anytime soon, one thing that stuck out to me was that Rockstar hadn't released or announced anything in the time between GTA 5 and then. The gap between GTA 4 and 5 had Chinatown Wars, episodes from Liberty City, LA Noire, Max Payne 3, and Red Dead Redemption. So if GTA 6 was to make that 2018 date I had in my head and release other games besides GTA, well, they'd better start announcing and releasing them very quickly. By the time 2016 rolled around, the large group of core friends I had in those early days of GTA 5 had drifted apart. I still went on GTA 5 with my new friends every now and then, but GTA 5 was less exciting by then, and old enough that it changed from a game I'd play every day to something I'd play for a few days every few months. A lot of new GTA Online updates came out around this time, and while fun, it began the start of almost a decade of reskinned business updates to grind and farm money. In late 2016, Red Dead Redemption 2 was announced. I actually hadn't played Red Dead Redemption 1 at that point, but the clear lack of any other Rockstar games on the horizon led me to go back and play that game. And I fell in love. Red Dead Redemption became a game I treasured as much as any Grand Theft Auto game, even surpassing most of the games from a narrative perspective. So GTA 6 vanished from my mind. I put all my focus on Rockstar's next magnum opus, Red Dead Redemption 2. Unfortunately for the GTA only fans, a lot of the Rockstar fans were actually on the same page. Red Dead Redemption 2 had taken 4 years, eventually 5 once delays were taken into account. So I shifted my expectations for the release date of GTA 6. No longer a 2018 believer, I became a 2021 truther. But Red Dead Redemption 2 was enough of a distraction to tide us through the mountains of generic Grand Theft Auto Online updates that released in the meantime. I was full steam ahead on the hype train for Red Dead Redemption 2, which, much like GTA 6 and GTA 5 before it, got delayed twice. From 2017 to spring 2018 to October 2018. In that time, when I was around 15, I combed through every single trailer and gameplay video, watching them more times than I could possibly count, desperately awaiting the next massive open world game from the gourmet chefs of the video game world. My patience was rewarded, because when Red Dead Redemption 2 finally released, it became not just my favourite Rockstar game of all time, but my favourite game of all time. Rockstar Games have always pushed the boundaries. They've always been several years ahead of the competition on every technical level, while providing a fun and engaging experience for players. But Red Dead Redemption 2 was a masterclass in every aspect of video game creation. From the narrative, to the visuals, the open world, the gunplay, the side quests, the music, the voice acting, the tiny details like horses' balls shriveling in the fucking cold. It won countless awards and is the 4th highest grossing game of all time at this point, just 2 spots below GTA 5, which is the 2nd highest grossing game of all time.
Fess up! I have people in Horseshoe Overlook who are depending on me to get provisions so we can head back east.
You're playing Red Dead Redemption 2?
That's right.
Not only did I love Red Dead Redemption 2, but it set my head ablaze with ideas about what Grand Theft Auto 6 might look like. Red Dead 2 was better than GTA 6 could have been in my wildest dreams back then, but Grand Theft Auto 6 was going to be even better if Rockstar continued their pattern of iterating on their games so substantially. As a result, my expectations for GTA 6 grew exponentially, but I wasn't an idiot. Red Dead Redemption 2 had taken as long to release as I had expected GTA 6 to, so I knew to bide my time and wait. Let them cook. Red Dead 2 already pushed the PS4 and the Xbox One to the absolute limit, so GTA 6 was surely going to be a title for the then upcoming PS5 and Xbox 2. Yeah, that is literally what we called it back then. It was the Xbox 720 of the mid to late 2010s. 2019 rolled around, and I played Red Dead Redemption 2 an innumerable amount of times. My hype for GTA 6 was at an all-time high, but it was a quiet, simmering, patient hype. I did check out Red Dead Online, but I was disappointed, and my tradition of playing GTA Online every few months continued. In fact, that tradition continues to this day, but as the years have gone on, the time between GTA Online binges has grown, and the actual duration of these binges has shortened. 2020 came next, and with it a global pandemic, but was that really as infuriating as tuning into that PlayStation showcase and seeing that Rockstar logo come on the screen, getting ourselves insanely excited before being disappointed to hear Michael DeSanta spouting the same corny line he was 10 years ago? I don't blame Trevor for being mad anymore, to be honest.
Why did I move here?
Yes!
I guess it was the weather.
Yes!
Or the... I don't know, that thing. That magic.
When GTA 5 got announced for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, I feel like a lot of us were fearing the exact same thing. Was Rockstar really going to drag GTA 5 through a whole generation of consoles yet again? By this point, I'd bought the game 3 times. Once on the PS3, once on the PS4, and once on PC. And now they wanted me to buy it a 4th time. I did buy it a 4th time. It is entirely my fault that we don't have GTA 6 yet. You can all get mad at me. In all fairness, the PC enhanced version, which actually released for free, didn't come out until 2025, and the PS5 version had some weak-ass ray tracing, kind of, sort of, not really, that wasn't available on the legacy PC version. Anyway, they basically did drag GTA 5 through the PS5 generation. GTA 6 is releasing in November 2026, just a year before the expected release date of the PS6. Rockstar are going to get me again. I'm going to get GTA 6 on PS5, PS6, and then PC, just like I did for GTA 5. Probably on PS7 as well. Ubisoft, EA, take notes. This is why you make good games, because it gets me to do bullshit like that. But regardless, faith in Grand Theft Auto 6 was at an all-time low. There was a few unconfirmed leaks by this point, Project Americas for one, but going into 2021 we knew next to nothing about the next installment in the biggest franchise in video game history. Did it even exist? There was honestly no definitive real answer. Several times a week I'd scour the internet for crumbs. A leaked screenshot, a plot leak, even just an insider confirming the game was in active development. Sometimes there'd be something more reputable, like leaks from Jason Schreier and Tom Henderson, but more often than not I'd be scouring the internet and happily enjoying complete bullshit, with the absolute knowledge that it was bullshit. It gave me a quick dopamine fix. GTA Online updates continued to get churned out, and we got an extremely lackluster remaster of a 3D trilogy. Was this what Grand Theft Auto had become? Was this its destiny forever? It was fucking bleak, and no one was happy. GTA fans were unhappy about buying the same game over and over and over again, and Red Dead fans were unhappy that Red Dead Online had been completely abandoned. So, in order to do damage control, Rockstar finally announced that the next Grand Theft Auto game was in active development on the 4th of February 2022. Looking back, this was such a nothing statement. Of course, by 2022, GTA 6 was well into development. I should fucking hope so. But at the same time, this was everything back then. Actual confirmation that the game I had been anticipating for almost a decade was a real thing that actual employees at Rockstar were spending their actual time making. And they had announced it. Previous announcements of Rockstar Games were soon followed by a trailer. So, it was only a matter of time, right? Wrong. We waited. And waited. And waited. And things were almost starting to look as bleak as they were in mid-2021. But I woke up on the 18th of September 2022 to discover something that would change everything. All over the GTA 6 subreddit, people were talking about some new leaks. I scoffed. This was a tale I had heard 1,000 times. Bogus GTA 6 leaks. But then I actually accessed the files, which regrettably I can't show here, or Rockstar would send a sniper to my house. They looked genuine. There was a skybox which looked exactly like Red Dead Redemption 2's, complex dev code all over the screen, and it had all the hallmarks of what you'd think early development footage of GTA 6 might look like. The dead giveaway though? An NPC in some of the footage making a reference to Jay Norris. The internet went crazy. First the Queen had died last week, and now GTA 6 was being leaked. September 2022 truly was a time for unprecedented events that we all knew were going to happen but never truly expected. This was quite possibly the biggest leak in video game history. Of course, you had some absolute morons complaining that leaked development footage for a game that was, at the time, 4 years away, didn't look good or looked incomplete, complaints that have of course vanished since the first trailer dropped. Rockstar themselves confirmed the leaks were legitimate several days later, and while we were still lacking in terms of a proper trailer, we had hours of leaks to comb through and theorize about, as well as concrete proof of the game's existence. The mapping project began then, and the community was well sated. We now knew that the game was set in Vice City, in the modern day, with a Bonnie and Clyde style story with dual protagonists, more than enough to excite theorizers. Plus, GTA 6 was at the very least in a playable state by 2022. A trailer had to be on the horizon soon, right? By this point, I was 19, so I went over to see my dad where we shared a couple drinks and excitedly theorized about GTA 6 as we had done 9 years previously. But this time, with concrete proof of the game's existence and the knowledge that it was well within reach. We made a pact to take time out of work and education when the game released to do the exact same thing which we had done in 2013. That, unfortunately, will never happen. 8 months after the leaks, in April 2023, I received a phone call that my dad had unexpectedly died of a heart attack. I was devastated. Obviously, my devastation for losing my dad went far beyond just not being able to play the next Grand Theft Auto game with him. But this video is about GTA 6 and not my dad, so I will try to keep this bit brief. Regardless, the story of my journey waiting for GTA 6 would be woefully incomplete without this detail that changed my life and my perception of the wait for this game, from something that's rather annoying to something that's incredibly sad. So I'm very sorry about taking this video on a depressing turn. But while of course nothing and no one can ever change my hype for this game, every time I think of it now, my feelings are tinged with sadness. I will never be able to play this game with the man who introduced me to the franchise and sparked my love for video games. I will never be able to go over to his house and spend hours smiling and laughing as father and son immersed ourselves in another of Rockstar's amazing open worlds. I wasn't able to watch the trailer with him when it released 6 months after he died. So, a humble plea. My dad might not be able to play this game, but when we all finally do have our hands on it, do something in honor of both him and the countless others who have passed away anticipating this game. Knock over a pedestrian, steal a car, go on a rampage, whatever. Just do it in honor of all those who will never be able to do so, but wanted to dearly. Me personally, even though I'm an old digital man, I will be buying a physical copy of GTA 6 and laying it to rest where my dad's ashes are. Yes, some opportunistic teenager will probably take it, but I honestly hope they do, and enjoy the game my dad was never able to. On a happier note, in November 2023 we finally did get the announcement that the trailer would be coming soon, and in December 2023 we got exactly that. Of course, there was still that twinge of sadness as I opened my phone to text a dad that would never reply, but the huge dopamine hit that was the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer was a partial factor in curing the depression I had at the time. I knew I couldn't do anything drastic to myself until I played the game, and in the time since I have healed, and I'm doing better in life than ever, so as stupid as it sounds, thank you Rockstar and thank you GTA 6 for literally saving my life. Regardless, the trailer looked absolutely stunning, casting aside any doubts about Rockstar quote-unquote losing their touch, and seemed full of all the signature Rockstar satire that the modern world is absolutely ripe for. The game was real, and the trailer was out. The marketing campaign had begun. We had a whole 90 seconds of GTA 6 footage to watch. Over. And over. And over. We spent all of 2024 watching that fucking trailer. On our hands and knees, Rockstar. I must have seen trailer 1 300 times now. You know, when that trailer dropped, we actually thought it was going to release in March 2025. Yeah, I know, how fucking moronic was that? We got total radio silence from Rockstar all throughout 2024, and that might honestly have been more painful than all the years previous where we knew absolutely nothing. This time it was like Rockstar was intentionally blueballing us, announcing a GTA Online update or Red Dead Online event casually every week as if they weren't openly working on the biggest entertainment product of all time. The GTA 6 community went full schizophrenic, and I have genuinely lost count the number of times in 2024 and the first half of 2025 where we all put our stocks and hope on some bullshit date for a trailer 2, only to be disappointed every single time. In May 2025, we finally got news, but it was bad news. GTA 6 had been delayed to the 26th of May 2026. This was somewhat expected, considering how close we were to the fall 2025 Rockstar had promised us with no recent news. I was angry though, and in a sour, sulky mood for a few hours before I realized something. Previously, GTA 6 was going to release in fall 2025, where I'd been knee-deep into my first term of university, which is actually what I'm going through right now. This new May release date allowed me to play GTA 6 when I'd have the whole summer off to myself. And I was rewarded for this mature outlook with Trailer 2 1 week later, which Rockstar wisely shadow dropped to prevent it leaking 12 hours early like the first trailer did. I fucking love Trailer 2, man. Much more than I love Trailer 1. It was even more visually stunning than the first trailer and introduced us to the story and themes of the game as well as the world. Hot Together has been in my playlist ever since, and I've probably watched the trailer as many times as trailer 1 just in the past 6 months. The GTA 6 community was satisfied and sated once more, content to wait one more year if the game was even half as good as it looked in the trailers and screenshots that had released online. We were content. We were content. Until earlier in November when Rockstar announced that the game had been delayed yet again to the 19th of November 2026. There were other negative rumblings about Rockstar too, particularly with their union busting activities, but that is not the subject of today's video. But let me know if you would like me to make one. This was a gut punch to us GTA 6 fans. More waiting, and if the video you've been watching has demonstrated anything at all, haven't we all had enough of that? To top it off, it looked like we weren't getting a trailer to soften the blow either. The promise that they'd share more soon was absent from this particular generic delay message. Perhaps most annoying for me personally is that I no longer get a GTA 6 summer to myself. No, I have to slip GTA 6 in between university lectures, which I will no doubt guiltily skip in the midst of my difficult second year. But if there's anything that I, and no doubt many of you know, is that it doesn't matter. Grand Theft Auto 6 will eventually release, whether that be today or in 10 years from now, and when it does, and it's as good as we were all anticipating, it will all have been worth it for this game that will smash sales records and critic reviews across the board. So, as annoyed as I am, I sit patient. No, I wasn't playing GTA 6 in 2018 with my dad like I thought I would be. But, with a bit of luck on my side, I will sit down to play this game on the 19th of November 2026 and capture just a little bit of the magic I felt that day on the 17th of September 2013. Well, that's it for another really difficult video to make, because apparently I'm just incapable of making a quick, easily editable video. It's always got to be something like this for some bizarre reason. I hate myself, but whatever. If you did enjoy, I would appreciate it if you liked and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. We did recently return to the YouTube channel. The last Star Wars video we did a couple of weeks ago was a huge success, a lot more successful than I ever could have imagined, so thank you very much for that. Comment below and tell me what your experience has been like waiting for this game, because it's been such a long time. I'm sure all of us have different experiences. But with that said, thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.